Why is mental health a taboo topic in the African American community, and how do we break down this barrier? If you're new to the channel, my name is Luke Brooks and this is the channel. Make sure that you go ahead and subscribe, because we're going to talk about mental health, we're going to talk about motivation, we're going to talk about getting yourself in the right direction, because it's very important that we do that in this time and age. Now, today's topic is literally what we're talking about. Why is mental health becoming a taboo subject in the African American community when it's needed more than ever? As a person serving in the military, being in the Navy, mental health, I've seen all colors right there, right? Because they bring it out, it's available to you. But what about the everyday citizen? And I think honestly, like, if we don't address the problems that's going on in the room, it's just gonna linger on. And I could tell you based off experience that I've known people in the past where they want to hold it in because either I'm a man, I'm too proud to talk about something, too proud to cry, or just dealing with it on a aspect of, oh, it's just being weak. And I'm gonna tell you something, it's not being weak. I think if you have resources out there, take them. A lot of folks don't want to talk because this is how they look at it. They think that having an outside person listen to what's going on is just kind of like, oh, I'm talking to a stranger, but yet you may be talking to the wrong people, because I've been through this. I was here in Bahrain talking about stuff that was going on before I actually got professional help. And the problem is that you're talking to people who are friends, right? Sometimes you do have a best friend that can really, you can lay on to. You could talk about the things that's going on in your life. But in most cases, you have people who do this, they chatty Patty or chatty Sam, and they just go around, they run their mouth, they tell everyone everything that's going on with you, just jacked up, make themselves seem like that's perfect, and it puts you in a bad predicament. When I first joined the Navy, I told a person about my ex-girlfriend. We were dating at the time, but I was going through a serious relationship issue where this person would non-stop was constantly arguing abusive things or whatnot. I told a so-called best friend, co-worker. He didn't really look at it as, hey man, you know what, you might want to get help or this and that. He said, oh, just tell me more. And the guy turned around and spread it all on the ship that I had all these issues, things like that. He made it seem like it was normal, but the person I was talking to was more messed up than I was. Now, that's where I learned my lesson, not to tell everyone what's going on in your life. I learned that from my family. You don't tell everyone. And when I mean everyone, I'm talking about your friends. I'm not talking about talking to a doctor. A doctor's supposed to keep it private. If you don't want to go to a therapist, you can go to a chaplain. You can go to a chaplain or a reverend or a pastor, whoever it may be, that you can really seek to have someone listen to you. But I think that it feels like a taboo in the Black community because we feel like, oh, there's no such thing. But we got to think about it. If we're coming from the U.S. history of slavery, yeah, let's bring that up. That was never addressed. That was never truly addressed, where that was going on century after century after century. Jim Crow, dealing with all the stuff that's going on, dealing with everyday racism, dealing with the stuff of being afraid to go out to the street just to go get groceries or get in your car. You may not make it home. That's one of the fears that I have with my nephew. I live in Bahrain. I don't deal with that. I never dealt with that. I feel safer overseas than I do back home. But like things like that, where I have a young Black male that happens to be my nephew that goes out there, and it's worries for him too, right? Now, stepping away from there, going back to what we were talking about, is that the taboo, I think, is that we don't want to address the problem. We'd rather just, avoid it, ignore it, all this nonsense that people talk about. But in honest opinion, we got to stop that. If we don't get help, and I'm telling you this, when my father died, right, when he passed away, I got help. I talk to my therapist every week. We've been off for 2 weeks because of this whole schedule, but it's been going on nonstop. We have to address that problem because all these other folks, right? Everyone has problems. That's one thing we have to put out. Everyone truly has problems in their lives. I don't care how strong you are, where you come from. I don't care what color you are, you got problems. It becomes a major problem when you neglect to get yourself help. And as we make these series of videos, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna start bringing experts in here and just have that conversation in the room. But truly, I think the first thing it has to do is admit that we have a problem. And that if our problem is going to resonate to our kids, to our loved ones, it's gonna cause some stress. I mean, literally, you have people here who may have lost someone and may be in a situation where they want to cut folks off. They just get angry for no reason. They lash out, they isolate themselves. That's not healthy. When you have to sit there and cause drama to make it feel like it's normal, that's not healthy. When we like to argue and fight for no apparent reason with one another, that's a problem. And we have to sit down and get this help. So guys, I want you to join me as we do this. So if you haven't already, and you like what I'm talking about, I want you to do a few things for me. I want you to go ahead, the first thing to do is to subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. Now, we have a group down below that you can access and check out, right? But the other thing that I want you to do is to make sure you like, because I want to get this message out. I want to get people uplifted and going. A lot of people seen these videos that I talked about, but I want to really address this problem because guess what? Last time I checked, I'm black, and that ain't going nowhere, right? And I'm proud of it. I'm proud of being black, right? But I'm not sitting here making this a pro-black thing, but I'm talking about this as a mental health issue. You know, they had talking about war on drugs, right, in America. We talk about all this stuff, this and there, but we got to think about that too. Like, if people have a mental health issues, what makes them alleviate that problem temporarily besides getting the actual help? And I'm not talking about sitting there being doped up on pills, because with my therapist, right, I never got a prescription. We talk it out, see things a different way. And does it matter? The next question is going to be, does it matter that the person needs to be black themselves, or are you okay with that? Let's talk about that. What do you think, guys? So just drop your comments down below. I know this is a short video, but we're going to address, I'm about to start bringing people in here. We're going to really have a good conversation about this, because this is not affecting just not everyone. You know, at the end of the day, I also have family, right? And I'm also concerned about my family and their needs as well too. And I'm not talking about just the close circle. I'm talking about the whole family, right? Both ends of the spectrum. We need to have that conversation. So guys, I appreciate you for coming on here. We're gonna come back with more stuff, but in the meantime, check out these videos over here that I have for you that's gonna keep you going. Don't forget, make sure you subscribe. Take care, guys. Again, my name is Mr. Luke Brooks. Take care.